Okay, from now, I'm gonna give you a walkthrough of my final project, which was majorly to make an API regarding using Tokyo 2020 Olympic dataset. So this is the brief looking of my application, and to give you a brief explanation, it basically fetches data using get API of the Olympic results for like the participants by each criteria. So there's two information regarding person, which includes athletes and coaches, and game results. So if you search by country about a person, for example, Austria, then it gives you the number of participated games of Austria and number of athletes, number of coaches, and it lists all the athletes and coaches according to each game type. So this is one get feature. And if we search by name, for example, Jacoby, then it returns a string that contains Jacoby and their name, either athlete or coach. So it displays the name, discipline, the country, and the type of a person, whether he or she is athlete or coach. And then we can also fetch data of the game result. It can be fetched, searched by country. So here, for example, if we choose a country, Armenia, then it gives all the results of the country name ranked by total number of medal. And it also shows the number of medals for each respective gold, silver, bronze medal number. And it shows which game, which athlete won which medal, and the total number as well. So this is the basic feature of the application I made. So, and I'll explain the more technical part from now on. So this application has mainly 4 parts. Okay, to give you a brief introduction, this app is using Flask Web Framework using Python, obviously. And for the libraries, I have used Beautiful Soup to scrape data, Pandas, NumPy to manipulate data, and PyTest to do the unit test. And so the major feature of this application for the final project would be scraping the data, making APIs, manipulating data frame, and doing the unit test for each API. I'm gonna start with scraping. So this is the scraper. And if you see here in the data folder, there are 4 files, and the file with extension of Excel is the ones with that I got from Kaggle, and this CSV file is the one that I scraped. So this is the scraper that I made. So here you can see that I go to this web page, and this is this page. So here it shows the name of the athlete and the number of medals he or she won by gold, silver, and bronze, and also it has the total number of medal number, and it has 52 pages. So here I iterate from 1 to 52 because the URL, how it looks like is that the number at the very back changes according to the page. So if I want to scrape the data from page 1, I put page 1. If I want to scrape it from 2, it's 2. So this is how I made URL iterating I. And then I get it using requests. Then I used Beautiful Soup to parse the HTML. And I find all the table, which is like this table. And obviously, iterating through this table row, I get all the TDs, which is name, gold, number of gold medals, silver medal, bronze medal, and total number of medals. And I set the header of a data frame to be named gold, silver, bronze, and total. So for every table row, I iterate and find all TDs, and then put TD data to data which is written in CSV file by row. So the total format of a CSV file which I made would look like this. It has header, which I set as I showed you earlier, and the name, each medal number, and the total number of medal. This is my scrapper. So, and this is the result that I got from my scrapper. and into the main API. So here, I have this for data, and this is basically my databases. And as you can see, it's called this file has a column of name of country, disciplines, which name of country denotes about its name of country, and discipline equals to the game name. And coaches, it is same as athlete. The only difference is that it has events. And for the medals country, it has team name, which is the country name, and the gold, silver, bronze total, rank by total number. And the data that I spread has name, gold, silver, bronze, and total. So later on in my code, I will be merging these tables to get the name of the athlete, country, discipline, and gold, silver, bronze total for each athlete. So that would be the major merge that I would be doing with two data frame tables. Okay, this is the root of my app. So it's this screen. And in Flask, when I don't denote the method, this usually means a get method. So yeah, for the main, it's pretty straightforward. I get all the country and discipline types using data frames to get the select box. Yes, and then I pass it to the template in this .html. So if you can see this, I am iterating through a country to generate a select box options, and I'm iterating through games to generate all game types. That's the major feature of a main. And then if you see the code here, once you select the country, you push a get method, and that code is shown in this part here. So there's a form, and I'm using a get method to this URL. This URL, which is person country, and here is the person country get method. So here, what happens is you get the attribute for, the value for person country, which is set it here. So you basically get the country value. So if, for example, if you say Austria here, then you get Austria as this country. And then I do basically a lot of pandas aggregation group by and counting to show all the necessary data. And what this is doing is that it is appending to each group by discipline. I'm appending the list of athletes, same with coaches. So it can be shown as athletes according to each discipline. That is the main feature here. And if you see the HTML again, here you search by name here. So that would be this part. And here you can see that I'm sending a get method through person name. And here's the person name method. So if I click this get, then I go to this function. So here you get the name, which is the thing that I wrote here. And then here I filter with auto string that contains this string, and it's a false. It means it's a case insensitive. So I can look up without really having to care about case. In this case, it would be like jcopy. And we'll still get the result. And here I wanted to show name, discipline, and the country where he or she is from, and the type of a person, which means either the person is athlete or a coach. That's what I did here. And this to dict is to make it into a dictionary so I can more neatly show it in the HTML. And this is for this function. And I also count here. I also count the results, to show how many results are found. And going into game results. So here I can show that if I press this get method, it sends to game result by country, which is game result by country, and it also gets the country name. And here I'll show you an example. If I, for example, wrote Armenia, then it will show how many total metal it has, how many metal it has according to each type of metal. And it shows which discipline has which athlete and its results as well. So this is done by using data frame pandas again. But the part that I want to explain is that it is using a simplified name column. It is I'm creating a new column to merge the data. As I mentioned, I wanted to merge this data and this data, but its name denotation was kind of different. As you can see, my CSV file has this name type. If you search for Emma, then you would get this name, and this name clearly has a different denote with its last name going to the first, and everything is capitalized. I cannot to match this into a same string. I made a custom function called simplify, which gets the string of names and returns the tuples of string. So it basically splits all the spaces between and make it to a lowercase, sorted, and then make into a tuple. I'll show you an example through test that. So this is the test for simplify. And for example, if I put a name of Zion Euler, then I will simplify it, and then it will have the result of Euler Zion with as a tuple each letter in a lowercase, and it will be also sorted by alphabetical order. This is an example, and in this case, when I simplify everything and apply it, it is simplifying the names, so the different name denotation could be united as would be converted to be able to be merged. So I merge my name with athlete and medals athlete, and then gives the results as this. And also to handle medal number, this is also a custom function I used. This is used because when I convert when I merge or do group by or other functions to data frame, when the column value has no value, it behaves to automatically convert integer to float, which the value I want is integer. So I just converted all the float value to integer again and put 0 instead of null. So that's what this function is doing. And for the last API, it is sending to by game with game, the type of game. So here it goes to this function, which shows the results of game by game. So here, if I get athlete, it shows like number of participated countries and the top countries by total number of medal and by total number of athletes here, and each country with athlete and its game medal. So here it's basically using data frame to get all the necessary data as above, even though simple details might change. Yes, that's about a brief introduction about the main app.py file. And also I made a unit test for each get method. So here I made a client, and for each get method, I made an example. So like if I get this method, the data should at least contain this. So main function was pretty straightforward. So I only tested if the status goes to 100 success. And for person info country, I made sure that, for example, if I put Armenia, there are number of participated games as 8. I thought this was a combined number with gathered data. So this should like represent pretty much about it. And for person named Jacob, yes. I put a lot of data here. So I made sure that every column was printed, even this one, to make sure that the get API for person name is returned correctly. And for this function, which is Australia, I made sure that all this information was included because I thought this was like a very brief summary of all the data here. So like if this is correct, then like it's about right. That's how I did the test. And for test game result, like yeah, for here I also athletics. I made sure that this data was included, even though I could I wrote all the countries. Yeah, so this was the data that I wanted to check that it was returning a right method. And to test the simplify function, I also tested this one. So if you can see here, if I run PyTest, it shows that all the tests are passing, because as I showed you in the screen, it was showing the right number as written as this one. So it's all passed here.